Hi friends, so this video is part of VBCS training program, and here we are going to see the create, read, update, delete operation on a web application. So in this video we are going to create a lab wherein we will create a web application, and then we will create a business object as a employees. We will create a page to list all the employees which are under that business object. We will load some data in employees business object as well. Then we will create another page to onboard new employees so that people can click on a create onboard or onboard button, and then a form will come up from where user can create a new employee. We will create another page to update the employee details. We will create a page to view the employee details, and another page, a button which will allow me to delete the selected employee. So here in this lab we are going to create this web application. So let me just switch to the Visual Builder. So here I'm on the Visual Builder application, from where I will create a new application, and here I will say employee application. Okay, and then application ID will be populated, and I'm using the default template as an empty application. Click on a finish button. Once the application will be created, I will be landed onto the application page, from where I'm first going to create a business object. Click on the business object and then plus business object. Here I will give a label name as employee, and then click on a create button. So once a business object will be created, here you will see different tabs of a business object, like overview, where it will show the name of your business object and the plural label, and what is a display label, and then description. Here you can see under the field tabs there are some history columns will be created automatically. You cannot perform anything on this. You cannot update this field. You cannot change the data type. So 5 fields, the ID, this will have the auto generated ID in the sequence like 1, 2, 3, 4. As soon as you keep adding the data, the creation date, the last update date, the created by, and then last updated by. Here you can see you can change the label for sure, but you cannot change the field name. Here you can see the type is string, and then there are some constraint which you can apply, that required or the unique. Okay, so I'm not just changing this field. Now if you wanted to create new fields, you have to click on a new fields. Once you do this, a pop-up will be opened wherein you need to provide a label which will be your display name. I'm saying first name. Based on that label, the field name will be populated automatically, but you have an option to edit as well. Okay, the field name will be like the F will be small and the N will be capital. And then from here you can choose the data type like string or the number or the boolean, that date and time, date, then we'll have the time. Then if you wanted to make a reference from another business object, you can do this. You can make this email, percentage, phone number, and then URI. Okay, I'm just taking this string. I'm going to create another field like last name, and then I will choose this string as well. I will create a gender. Again, I will choose this thing. I will create another email address, and I will choose this as the email. Okay, and then I will add another field as a department. Okay, and here this will be again a string. Now here you see I have added 5 mod fields like first name, last name, gender, email address, and then department. So here left side it will show the type, in the middle it will show the field name, then display name. Okay, in the security section you can enable the security on your business object. So I will show you this later. Business rule, you can put any validation on your business object as you want. And then endpoints, as I mentioned that every business object have different endpoints which will be created. Here you see the 5 endpoints like get, post, get, fetch and then delete. 5 endpoints has been created and the web application will play with that endpoints only. You can use these endpoints to call it from external, from any tool or from any third-party application. Okay. Now just click on a get, and here you see the what will be the request, the response, and then you can do a test as well. Now let me just go to the data. So data section will allow you to load the data. Here you can see the add row button, which will allow to add a new row. Just click on a add row, and here you can add, like I have department IT, email address I will say amit@gmail.com. say Amit, I'm saying mail, I'm saying Verma, and then add your row. Once the row will be added, here you will see the ID, first name, last name, gender, email address, and then department. Here some fields are not visible over here. You just choose field selector and then choose everything. And then okay. Here you can see the field which was created by default has been populated. The ID is 1, and then created, updated, and then created and last updated file. Okay. Here again I can add another row. I'll say operation. I will say Ankit, mail, and then Gupta, and then click add row. I can keep adding more rows over here. In IT, I will say Chavi, email, and then here I will say again Sharma. So what I have done, I have added 3 rows. Okay, here you see you can make a query, like you can add condition and then add group. This is the button to import all the data. You have export button, you can export the data, you can refresh, you can filter, you can edit any one of the row like this, and then click on edit. Sorry, you have to select and then edit, then you can delete, and then you can make a duplicate row as well. There you see another row has been added with name Amit. I'm just delete this. Okay, so this is the functionality of data tab. So this is how you can add a business object. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to create a web application. Click on the web application and then web application, and here I say employee application. Okay, so you don't click the space, click on a create button. So my employee application has been created, and it will open the main start page by default. As I shown in my previous video, here you see a flow main has been created and the default page will be main. Okay, now here I will keep adding the components over here. Let me just collapse this navigator, and from this component section, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a heading here first of all, and here I'll say employee information, and then here I will add a table to list all the users. Here you see I have a table component. Okay, just drag and then drop here. Here you will see the table has been added. Once you will add a table, here under this property section there will be a menu called quick start. So from here you can add a data source of this table from where this data will be populated. So this table can be populated from any REST API or from any business object. So if you wanted to populate this table, you have to select the add data option. Click on add data. Once you click on this, a wizard will be opened. Here it will allow you to choose the source of your data. Here you see if you have business object, all the business object will be listed here. This is the process object. If you have created any service connection which is bind with any REST API, then service connection options will be there. So as of now, I have business object. So I will choose my business object employee and then click on the next button. Once you click on the next button, it will display all the fields which I have in my business object. So here I will choose first name, then I will choose last name. Here you will see, as soon as I will select here, it will keep adding on there. Okay, and then I will choose gender and then email address and then department. Here you see the 5 fields has been added over here. If you wanted to make it up and down, you can do it from here. Okay, so whatever primary key of this table of business object holds, it will be selected automatically, but you have an option to change it as well. I will choose ID only and then click on the next. Once you click on the next, here you see the URI parameter header and then filter criteria. If you wanted to filter that table, right, you can put the filter criteria, expand it, and then you have to provide the criteria. Then URI parameter option, they are different to order by and then offset links. You can do multiple things, and then they are header section as well. So I'm not using this as of now, and then click on the finish button. So here you see, whenever you will finish the wizard, the data, all the data in the business object will be populated automatically. Here you see the first name, last name, gender, department. These are the headers, and these are the value resides in the business object. Okay, now if you go to the live mode, you will be able to see the same information, and then go to the design mode and you can see the code mode. So code mode, here you see the OJ table component, and it will show this is the employee SDP, and here you can see all the header tags. Now go to the design. If you wanted to change any one of the header, so select this table, then go to data, and here you see all the table column visible over here. If you wanted to change the caption, you can change it from here, like first. Here you see it will be visible over here, and then if you want to change, like last. Okay, same ways we can do this, and then last. Okay, if you wanted to add another column, you can just click on this view edit table and then use new empty column. So here you see the table is bind with employee list SDP. SDP stands for service data provider. So this is the service data provider will be created. If you go to the variable section, here you will see a variable called employee list SDP has been created, and this is the variable of SDP type, which is called service data provider. Here you can see the type is service data provider, and it has the endpoint, the get all employee. I told that every business object has an endpoint, and the pages will use these endpoint to fetch the data. Here you see get all employees endpoint has been selected. If you go to the types, here you see the get all employee response has been created, and it is based on the endpoint. If you click on edit from endpoint, here you see the edit get all employee response. Now just close it. Okay, now just go back to your designer page. So this is how you can list, you can populate the table from your business object. Okay, now so this is the listing. Now what I want it to create a page from where user can onboard a new employee. Okay, to do one thing, just select this table and then again click on a quick start. Once this option will be configured, all the buttons like add create page, all the options add create page, add edit page, add detailed page, and then add delete action will be enabled automatically. Now just click on a add create page. Once you click on a add create page, again the same dialog box will be opened, and it will allow you to choose the business object, the source of your data. So I will choose this, and then next I will say I wanted to keep first name, last name, gender, department, and then email address. A button will be created on top of this page, and the button label by default is create label. I can say onboard employee. The page title is create employee, and here the page will be created with name main create employee, and then click on a finish button. Here you will notice a button has been created. If you expand this navigator, here you will see a new page, right? A new page main create employee has been created. Now if you open this page, here just collapse this navigator and let the then to be open, and here you see the create employee page has been created. The first name, last name, gender, department, email address, and by default two buttons like cancel and then save. Okay, so this is how you can create another page to add a new employee. Now just go back to the designer. Here I'm going to use another option to make a page to edit and selected employee. So click on edit, add edit page, add edit action, and then again select the business object. Next, and you have to choose which endpoint you wanted to use that update. Again, use employee. And next, what information you wanted to update. I'll say only first name, last name, department, and then only. Okay, I want user to update only these three information, and then I can change the caption of my button label, and then page title will be added, and then another page will be created with name main edit employee, and then click on a finish button. Now here you see another button has been added. Why it is disabled? It is because it will be enabled only when I will select a particular employee. Here you just expand this navigator. Here you see another page has been created with main edit employee. If you open this, here you will see this will have a different information like first name. Okay, so just ignore this, and then first name, last name, and then department, and it will have the save and then cancel button. Now just again close this page, go back to your main start page, and now I wanted to allow a functionality to add a detail page so that user can see the detail of this particular employee. Now click on an add detail page. Again, you have to select that business object and then next, and then whatever information you wanted to choose, I wanted to list ID, and then first name of a user, email address. I wanted to see the creation date of a user, and then who created that. Okay, detail, and then another page will be created. You can update the page name as well, and then finish. Again, a detail button has been created. If you expand this, another page main employee detail has been created. Again, I will just close this, go back to the main start. Again, I will add another button which will allow me to delete a selected employee. I will use add delete action. Again, select this business object and then finish. Here you see the delete employee button has been created. If you click on the delete button, you can change the caption delete. Okay, now here what I have done, I have added all the functionality which will allow me to see all the employees. It will allow me to onboard a new employee. It will allow me to update. It will allow me to detail a user's detail, and it will allow me to delete a selected employee. Now my web application is ready, and you see how quickly I have created a simple web application which allow me to perform all the operations. Now here I wanted to run this application. I wanted to preview. Just click on this preview button, and which will take you to the application. Now here you see my application has been opened successfully, wherein I will see a table with all the data resides under the business object and all the buttons. So first I will choose onboard employee. A form has been opened wherein it will allow me to choose first name, last name, gender, department, and then email address. If you cancel it, you will go back to the previous page. Click on onboard employee. I will onboard another employee. I will say Andrew, but I say gender is male, then department is IT, and then Andrew. Here you see email address. Here whenever you will enter if you will not enter the correct email address, it will give you an option. Why? It is because whenever you created the email address field in the business object, you have chosen the email address as a data type. It will have the the inbuilt validation that if you will not enter the correct format, it will give you an error. So I'll say yahoo.com and then just save. Here you see employee record successfully created. You navigated to the main page and the new employee has been created and it is visible in the table also. Okay. Now, so this is how you can onboard. Now, if you wanted to update the detail, you just click on this and then click here. You see all the button has been enabled. Now, first I wanted to use update employee, and here all the information has been populated. I will change the department. I will say operation and then save. You see employee record successfully updated and you see the department has been updated. If you wanted to view the detail, select this and then detail. ID 5, Andrew this, the creation date is this and created by this user. Now go back. Now you can delete that user, just select and then delete that user. Now user has been deleted. Okay. Now I just wanted to show one more thing. I will onboard a new employee. Again, I'll say Andrew, but mail IT and then Andrew at yahoo.com and then save. Now here the information will be saved in my business object. Go back to the Visual Builder, open this business object, and here you see another user Andrew has been added into the business object. So this is how you can create a web application to perform all the CRUD operation like create, update, delete, patch on a web application very quickly and how fast it is. So that's all for this video. Thanks. Bye bye.